Welcome to Freshly Popped, a daily show examining pop culture headlines so you don't have to. Today is February 11th, 2026, and I'm Sequoia Holmes.
I'm Fiona Shea.
And I'm Ryan Graham.
And today we're losing it over Britney Spears selling the rights to her music catalog, Lively and Justin Baldoni's appearance in court just this morning, and Demi Lovato canceling the beginning of her tour. But before we get into that, have you guys seen this Olympic skier who immediately following winning his bronze medal confesses to having cheated on his girlfriend in front of the world?
Yes,
I
did in fact.
I thought it was a gold medal. I think you're right. It is bronze, and that
No, it's
bronze.
That makes it sting even more. Something
least
about
he
it
placed.
being third. You're right, and that is fair. Hey, I have never placed in anything. I have no Olympic medals, so
neither.
you know. But I do think it is something funny about you got third place, and now you're like, also I cheated on my girlfriend.
Right. And he said he was I'm summarizing what happened here. We can't find the original video because we think it's in Norwegian. We found a link
Right.
to it. It didn't click to nothing. We think it's in Norwegian.
Yeah.
So what I've read, the translations that I've read, he wins the bronze. He's talking to reporters, and he's like, this would feel a lot better if I could share it with the one special person, but I fucked up a few months ago, and I cheated on her, and I confessed about a week ago, and I'm having the worst week of my life. And this week, although it is the Olympics, I am focused on my relationship. Like, sports is coming second right now. And I mean, he did come in third. So for sports to be coming second and you coming in third place in the Olympics, he must be nothing to play with when it comes to skiing. He must be serious.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sports is in second. He got third in this because his girl's number one. You know what I mean?
Hello.
It's right there. The
Hello.
podium's right there. That's
what
why
I
he got
mean?
third. That is wow. This makes it make way more sense. He
That's
was like,
the
this is
holy
poetic.
trilogy.
I'm about to lose right here to prove to you how much I could have won, baby. But you're number one.
But you're number one.
But you broke
You're
my
above
heart,
me.
and so you're number one. I can never get over you. That's the type of, and this is the type of bird brain bitch I am, because that would work on me. I would say, yeah, actually, yeah, give me my man back. Yeah.
I love the idea that she called him and said, if you want to get me back, lose. Yeah. Show me how
throw
bad.
it.
Show me how
Throw
bad
it.
you want me.
The athlete's name is Sturla Holm Lægreid. He is, which we heard a reporter pronounce.
Yeah.
He's a Norwegian athlete. This is one of the quotes from the original interview after he won bronze, because as we saw, he's now been asked about the confession, being like, so are you happy that you said that on national TV? And in the original interview, he says, 6 months ago, I met the love of my life. So it's also like, okay,
they
this isn't
knew.
that
You
long
just
of a
got with her,
relationship.
and you already cheated.
The world's most beautiful, sweetest person. And 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life and cheated on her.
Okay, so this context, I'm like, how old is he? Let me look.
I was about to say, how old is he? I
It's giving
literally had the
young.
same question, because this is
he's
giving
28,
very
so
young.
he's old enough.
How old is
enough. Old
Sturla
enough.
Holm Lægreid?
Right.
28.
He's old
Okay.
enough.
Yeah, my old. That feels like
That's my age. That's
yeah,
my age.
Right.
For this kind of like infatuation so quickly. I mean, it explains why you cheated a little bit. You're also an Olympian, because in the village they just give out condoms. When I initially heard this story, I thought he cheated in the village, and I'm kind of like, well, fair. Like, I think it's
So
just a
he
bunch
had
of
known
hot
this
athletes.
girl.
They do. They
met
cheat all the
her
time.
He met her 6 months ago. He's like, wow, this girl's amazing. They're dating for 3 months. He cheats on her.
I mean,
He
That
tells
was
her 3 months later.
And he tells her.
oh yeah.
So yeah, this is my question. Did she? Because she came out with a statement. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh, no.
Where she came out with a statement recently saying
see.
like, I didn't really want to be dragged into the public eye. Like, I don't really know how I feel about this. So yeah, are we thinking that she found out about the cheating in the interview that he did after the
No,
bronze
he
medal?
said he confessed to her.
He said he
confessed to
confessed
her.
about a week ago. I think she broke up with him, and
Understood.
he's
Now
having a really hard
he's-
week. And now this is his last ditch effort to try to salvage the relationship, try to get her back. She said
Got
that
it.
she wanted to remain anonymous. So when she did finally speak up about it, she's still anonymous. She's
Right.
like, I don't really think. She was like, I don't know about taking him back after that. Like,
Yeah.
This context also probably
if
makes
you
it.
had won gold, maybe.
Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding.
This context makes it make more sense. That's probably why the interview is gone, because there might be different privacy laws, like other countries care.
And
so she could have been very like, I don't want that out there, and so the interview was taken. That's why you cannot watch him say it live, because he might not say her name or anything, but like it thus throws her in again, and they're probably like, oh yeah, we don't want to do that to her, so we won't put that out there like that. But yeah, 6 months. This now makes it feel toxic. I'm like, bro, calm down.
Agree. Now it makes it feel toxic. If this was like if it was 2 years, I'd be like, okay, starting at 2 years, and then later I'd be like, okay, you're trying to get your girl back. You made a mistake. Okay. Yeah, 6 months. You're a bad partner, and on top of that, you're an Olympian. So I know that you can't be super present all the time. Right. You've probably gone half the time training for the fucking Olympics. You didn't cheated on this girl that you've only known for 6 months at all. Now you are dragging her name into the public by bringing it. Embarrassing her in public. Hey, I cheated on my girlfriend. Imagine everybody who knew her, knew that she was with this man, had no idea that he had cheated. Now everybody in her life knows, and she's embarrassed.
Yeah, because
the Norway chit chat is just getting out of control, and now my name is in everybody's mouth.
God. Also, she's probably like, bro, we've gone on 5 dates. Like, please.
Relax. Yeah.
Like,
I'm just not that pressed. Right.
I broke up with
Shaun White is right there. I'm about to move on.
Okay, so I have a question for you guys. If you're in this position, you're the Norwegian, kindest, sweetest, most beautiful girl, and let's say you're dating the Olympian, he cheats on you, he tells you last week that he wins. Would you want him to, at least in his acceptance speech right after winning the bronze medal, at least give you a shout out and say, and also shout out to my girl? Or would you not want to mention at all? Like, would that warm your heart a little bit post cheating a week later? Would you expect him to mention you? Or are you like, dude, just leave me out of it?
Did you hear my dog? That was her. Yeah. She had my opinion. No, I think I want to be left out of it. 6 months, I want to be left out of it. I'm like, don't wrap me into your thing, because no, you're being weird. I think you're being weird. Yeah, but you're emotional. You just won bronze. You probably worked for this your whole life, but ew, leave me out of it.
And as I've mentioned, I am toxic, so yes, I do want the mention. And I want you to beg, grovel, plead on television
for me back.
Yeah.
I kind of would be like, wow, like maybe time doesn't matter. Maybe this is the love of my life, right? Like this 6 months, but sometimes there's love at first sight. Like I think I could go a little deluge.
Yeah.
How old is she? I wonder. Well, we don't know nothing about her, so we wouldn't know. But
wouldn't be able to find her. Love at first sight. And then he found love at first sight again. I feel like if he found me that quickly, he found it again in 3 months, and so I'd be like, I'm moving on. That's me, though.
Well, sometimes you just fall into some puss.
Right. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Sometimes you're skiing down a slope. You make it to the bottom. Somebody's waiting, legs open. You skiing.
It wasn't my fault.
You know what? I slipped in. I slipped into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you slip into it, and sometimes you slip out of things. It's kind of like Demi Lovato slipping out of her beginning of her tour, you know?
Damn.
I know.
She slipped out?
That actually, slipped out makes it seem like she actually is saying she slipped out or canceled a couple of dates for some mental health reasons, or health reasons in general. But yeah, Demi Lovato is canceling the beginning of her It's Not That Deep tour. Her album came out late last year, and a lot of fans were into it, but she's postponing it abruptly. She posted 2 days ago a little teaser of her walking, and then yesterday announced that she had overextended herself, canceling 5 dates from her tour totally and pushing the beginning from April 8th to April 13th. So I'm going to read a little bit of her. She posted, black square or black background, white text. My Lovatics, I'm so excited to get back on stage this year and visit you in as many cities as I can. While starting to prepare for this tour, I realized that I had overextended what may be possible. To protect my health and ensure I can give my all at each show, I need to build in more time to rest and rehearse, and ultimately adjust a schedule with some more time off to allow me to handle the entire run of the tour. So she cancels her dates in Charlotte, Nashville, Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Denver. Completely gone now, and she was initially going to kick off her tour date in Charlotte, but now she is starting in Orlando because, of course, the House of Mouse, Mickey Mouse was like, you know what you're not going to cut? my goddamn place. Too many people have bought tickets to Disneyland, and that mouse has a grip, and he was like, I don't give a... If you sleep before, you're getting your ass to fucking Harlem.
I don't care what you got to do, Demi. Hit that line if you need to. That's what the mouse said.
Hey.
The mouse said, hey.
But yeah... I'm like, it makes me, I'm happy for her because I know she obviously has had like struggles with things in the past, and she seems to be in a much healthier place. So I think for her to take time and say, hey, I need rest so I don't end up going back to something more dangerous, I think it's very wise of her, and that's cool. I just was surprised by canceling 5 dates. Like, that feels like a lot of things to go. And I feel like, what do you do if you have now booked a ticket to Vegas? Like, these are big cities. Like, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Vegas are huge cities. Nashville, too. Like, so I'm just like... That feels like a lot to be gone. And she's in LA twice, so it just feels very sad to like 2 days ago be like, yeah, I'm doing this, and then all of a sudden be like, yeah, that's over, that's canceled. But at least people are getting the refunds. I don't know. Yeah. I feel bad for poor Demi.
Maybe eventually she will reschedule them. Like maybe they're canceled currently just because they don't have another rescheduled date. Maybe at the end of the tour she'll tack them back on.
You think? The way she's saying it is that they are like done. I think usually when they reschedule, they say, and she's also being like, because in her statement she's saying, I need rest. So it's giving, this is what I got. This is
too much.
Yeah, and it's it. Yeah.
The beginning of her statement where she's like, I may have realized this was too much. It seems like I almost committed to too many cities. We got to cut some from the program, which... Yeah, I mean, I understand. Yeah. I understand. I'm canceling shit. Babe, hey, can't come to the club.
Literally.
I'm overextended. Like,
was anxious 2 days ago. It was like, hey guys, I'm not doing anything today. I'm canceling all plans. Thank you.
I love an idea that like this was just a text like, ooh, sorry. Actually, I'm like that's how it should have been, like a screenshot of a text being like, ooh, sorry, I woke up not feeling it.
She said she could tell she's not feeling it from now. That shit don't start till April.
Yeah,
she said like, in February, girl. I know I'm not gonna be feeling it in April. Sorry. Yeah. She said it's not gonna work.
Like, it's not gonna happen.
It's already feeling too soon. She said I'm already feeling squeezed, like it's coming too close. Stop.
And like I think from what I remember of her last tour was the Holy Fuck tour in 2022. She did smaller venues because when she was in LA, she did the YouTube Theater, and now she's doing the Forum, which is like notably bigger. So I think that is the also context of like the stages she's performing on now are also bigger than her last tour, and this is her first tour in 3 years, or 4 years at this point. So it's like I get how one can be excited and be like, yes, we're doing it, and then get into one rehearsal and be like, actually, you know, what was it Taylor Swift who was like, this was the first tour I was able to be like in shape.
I trained for,
Maybe Demi is starting to train and being like, actually, you know what, a bitch is tired.
You know what, right, I'm not going to be ready in 2 months, baby. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I get that. And I'm wondering if the Harry Styles style of touring will soon become the normal style for celebrities to tour. So Harry's doing like a residency in a bunch of cities. I think he's doing like long stays in a number of cities across the globe in order to give people time to come see him if they want to travel, but also for him to feel grounded in that city that he's in, and like he could sleep and eat and exist there, you know? And I'm thinking that should be the dominant way that they tour, because this just feels unsustainable, exhausting. Justin Bieber has talked about hating touring.
Miley Cyrus
Grande
too
says that this is her last, like she's like, I'm not doing this shit again for a minute. Miley talks about, you know, like people don't like it.
Who said they weren't going to do it for a minute, Sequoia?
Ariana Grande said this is her last. Yeah, and it's small.
Like
she's doing like a mini too.
I like that where it's like, I'll be here. Harry Styles is like, I'm gonna be in NYC. You know where to find me. Pull up. Come to my show. Like, I'm not
quite
coming
literally
to you. Yeah. You're coming to me, which I wonder if you do need to be like a big enough star. Like, do you have to have the accolades of a Harry Style and the fandom to be like, actually, I'm a plant here and everyone's flying to NYC to see me.
Or maybe you just do tiny venues. But maybe all artists start doing this, but they just do really small venues instead of like a big venue like Harry Styles.
Like a Demi would do a smaller venue.
You know what I mean? Like maybe Demi has like 5 nights in Vegas, and then she takes 30 days off, and then she has 5 nights in London, and then she takes 30 days off, and then, you know, so she's a month at a time in these places, 5 nights of which she's working, smaller venues, you know, but it gives her time to acclimate to her environment.
I wonder if it's too hard to get like a venue to agree. You know what I mean? Like bigger venues perhaps, but I think like if you're like a Palladium, so many other, because you're competing with so many other artists. Like I think that there's a certain level, and I think maybe Demi falls in between where she is big enough to do an MSG for a night, but like still too big to like try to like take up. Does that make sense? Like I don't think she could do the Palladium for a bunch of nights.
Demi's big enough to do an MSG
one night? I do think she could do. Yeah, she is. In fact, yeah. But I think also, but maybe not selling it out, but definitely like she can do it. But I'm saying, but she's also not big enough to sell it out multiple. Where Harry Styles will block it for a month, and so and then obviously MSG is like, please come, we'll camp for you. But I don't think she has the pool to do that at. You know what I mean? To camp anywhere. Yeah. But yeah, and you're looking at these dates, it is like almost every other day being in another city, and I didn't even consider that. Like even when I travel with friends, I'm like, girl, I'm tired of moving.
I'm telling you, when I go to one city for for under a week, I'm like exhausted. You know, I'm like, whoa, that was a lot.
I was curious if you guys do this when we were joking about how Demi 2 months out is like, I'm already not feeling that. I sometimes wake up like a Friday morning and immediately I'm like, I'm not feeling that tonight. And then I've realized that sometimes I need to let myself like go throughout the day. Don't make the decision right away because sometimes my mind changes. Sometimes I'm right and I'm like, I can't do this, gotta call it early. But sometimes then around like 2 p.m., 3 p.m., I'm like, oh, I was just like immediately had woken up and was like, I don't have the energy. You gotta kind of give yourself a little time to decide.
Okay.
And sometimes I think you have to go.
You haven't done that,
I've never tried that. I just I'll pop up. I'm like, that's done. And I will send that text and I'll spend the rest of the day feeling relieved that I sent that text, that's done.
Oh, maybe I should do that more. Experience. I often am like, I force myself to go and I usually have fun that I went. I'm like, ugh, I'm glad I went. But
it's only if I'm really not feeling it. Like if I wake up and I'm like, I don't really feel like doing that today, but I told somebody I was going to do something today, I'm doing it. Yeah. But if I wake up and I'm like, yo,
it's a wrap.
Like
0%.
I really can't do it. Like 0%. Like I really can't. I will tell you as soon as I possibly can.
I agree. So yeah, Demi gave us a good heads up, which we love. In other news, Britney Spears, she is all over my feed. She just signed a massive new deal selling the rights to her music catalog. Damn. So according to new legal docs, Britney sold ownership share of her catalog to Primary Wave, which is a music publisher. I was doing a little bit of research on Primary Wave, and it was founded in 2006 by this music exec, Lawrence Mestel, and it actually became what it is today because he met Courtney Love, who was famously with Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. They made a deal. They struck a deal, which resulted in the purchase of 50% of Kurt Cobain's portion of the Nirvana catalog. So that's how Lawrence kind of started doing this. And now he's making deals with tons of different artists, most recently Britney Spears.
Wow.
Okay.
That's pretty interesting.
I didn't realize that Courtney Love sold his rights. Like, I mean, he obviously left them to her, but like, whoa, that feels crazy. But maybe not.
50% of Kurt Cobain's portion of the Nirvana catalog, so half of Kurt Cobain's portion. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. It's unclear how much Britney was paid. Okay, so in the legal documents, which are actually from December, I guess Britney signed in December, we don't know how much she made, but if you guys remember, Justin Bieber signed a similar deal where he made $200 million off his catalog. So people are thinking that it's probably something similar, but that's, again, kind of speculation. The docs do show Britney, who's managed by this guy, Cade Hudson, who I was, again, doing a little bit of research on because I was like, who is he? Does he manage other big artists? And it seems like he's more so a personal friend of Britney, and he's kind of famous for being Britney's talent manager. Like, he's very closely linked to her. So the agreement, from December shows that she signed it on December 30th, right at the end of the year. And allegedly, again, sources say that she's happy with the deal. She's been celebrating, spending some time with her kids. So maybe she cashed out close to Bieber. Britney does join a growing list of artists who have done this, which, again, we know Justin Bieber, but also Bruce Springsteen, huge acts who have sold part of their music catalog recently. Bruce Springsteen, Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, Neil Young, Shakira, Kiss, Sting, Phil Collins, Stevie Nicks. This was kind of interesting. Stevie, I guess, sold 80% stake in her publishing catalog to Primary Wave, the same company, back in 2020. 80% was equivalent to about $100 million, which feels kind of low to me considering Fleetwood Mac.
I think that exact same thing. Yeah, I'm like $200 million for Britney Spears' catalog. feels crazy to me.
Even because that was Bieber's deal, and I feel like that feels low for
I thought
him.
that
and
was also low.
That's what I'm saying. And I feel like Britney specifically feels like it is worth a stupid amount of money, and I'm trying to figure out. She didn't sell the entire rights. We don't know. This is all. We don't know the actual numbers yet. But I wonder if we know how much percentage. Because I think if it's a lower percentage, 200 million makes some sense.
And you know what's kind of confusing is like, I think that there's different types of shares, like your copyright share, your ownership share. So Britney, how it's worded, sold her ownership share of her catalog.
So she doesn't own any of her catalog anymore?
Or maybe just like the majority is owned by someone else. Like she might own still some of it, but like the majority is now primary.
Right, the share, the ownership. Yeah, which means she doesn't have ownership anymore. Now somebody else has primary ownership and she has maybe like secondary ownership or some shit.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking maybe if it's like, this is just made up number, 60-40 split, where like every time someone publishes a Britney Spears song, they get 60% of it, she gets 40. So she's still getting paid, but yeah, she doesn't have the primary, like you're saying, but
so there's like a little bit of different wording even with Stevie's deal. Stevie sold 80% stake in her publishing catalog,
which is different
to Primary Wave, which must be different than the ownership of the rights to the music.
It's like owning your masters, I have to imagine. Like I'm assuming she's selling the right to her masters. I don't know.
Interesting.
It sounds to me ownership implies to me selling the rights to masters.
That feels crazy.
It does feel crazy.
Wow.
But
allegedly she's happy.
I don't know.
Again, we don't have a ton of information. I went to her Instagram, which we know sometimes we're kind of piecing together what Britney's saying on her Instagram. But I tried to see if there was any cryptic messages about this deal, and I couldn't find much. I couldn't find really any nods to the deal. So maybe she's just living her life with this new cash in her account.
If you see her dancing, she turns the knife three quarters to the left, and then there's a mirror that the knife bounces off of, and it says, "I'm great with the deal. Don't worry about it." Like if you, that you got to really watch
then
the video.
Right. In the background, in the mirror,
Britney
she
stands.
has the publishing deal on the
wall.
Yeah.
What are Britney fans called? Like, what is her fandom? You know, Lovato, Lovatics, Demi Lovatics. Let's see. What are Britney fans called?
I feel like, wasn't she before that?
She was before the naming of your stand-in.
It says Britney Army. I've never heard of that.
Ew.
Gay Twitter is, I have definitely heard of Britney Army. Yes, I've definitely heard that. You're right. I forgot.
One.
I agree.
But
it's not
Rihanna's fandom called
the Navy.
The Navy.
Yeah, I think that because again, I don't think Britney named them. I think because she was pre-naming your fans. So I think the gays came together and were like, "We are Britney's army." I think maybe it's probably like a derivative of "Leave Britney Alone," like we are defending Britney, like yada yada yada. So we are the army.
There's something about naming your own fandom that feels so lame to me. So like, I'm glad that Britney did not name her fandom and other people decide that.
Who started that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I feel like Beehive was natural.
Beyonce definitely didn't name the damn.
And I can't remember if because Nicki was Barbie, and I wonder if, I don't know who started. Like,
you know what? I do, because Nicki references them so often as Barb. Barb's
does.
it gives that she decided to call them Barbs. Is what it's giving to me. But I don't.
I wonder if she was the one who did it. Tell us. Yeah, they will. Hey, please let us know, because I don't know who chicken or the egg.
Let us know.
Because it was around that time, like around when we started saying Beehive and Barb's. And I guess like Stan, that is probably where they started to pop up. But I think some of them are really like the Arianators, god awful.
And Ariana Grande has said that she does not like that name. Good. She has gone on record to be like, I don't like that.
Don't say that shit.
She's like, yeah. And so Demi Lovato referencing her fans by name, being like Lovatics, blah, blah. When it's a piece of your name, there's something about it that's so cringy.
Whack.
Like if Rihanna types in, "Hey Navy," blah 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 blah, that's fine. I feel like that's fine. Typing in Lovatics when your name is Lovato. Silly. Are you a cult leader? You think you're a cult leader? It's
also,
getting weird.
If Rihanna's saying "Hey Navy," she might be referencing the Navy. She might. You have to clarify. She might literally be talking to the U.S. Navy. I don't know.
Anyways, let's move on.
Protect Barbados.
We have a new development in the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni case. So just this morning, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, I'm going to take it again. Just this morning, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are in court for a court-ordered settlement conference. It's essentially a last-ditch effort to come to a resolution before their May 18th trial date. If they cannot come to a resolution and this case ends up going to trial, Justin's team will call Taylor Swift as a, quote, hostile witness, which means she has a clear bias against Justin, and therefore his lawyer can really turn up the pressure on her and ask her leading questions. And leading questions are generally only allowed during cross-examination unless there are extenuating circumstances, like the witness is a hostile witness. Then you can ask leading questions. So it doesn't look like this is actually going to settle. That doesn't seem like this is a Hail Mary last ditch effort, which implies nobody actually expects it to take place, but the courts are hoping that it can take place. Don't see it. Very much probably going to go to trial May 18th, and we're going to see Miss Taylor Swift have to pop up in court.
I know. I'm thinking that's maybe why she didn't want to go to the Super Bowl, because she's like, I gotta get this book finished before my ass is getting dragged to freaking court.
I got shit going on. She got
shit going on.
Yeah, she's like, I don't have time to be at the Super Bowl. My man not playing. Like, I don't need to be there. It's fine.
That feels like embarrassing is a word that comes to mind for Taylor. I just can't imagine her in a courtroom. Like, I feel like this would piss me off beyond belief. Like, she has such a protected brand, and now she is being completely drugged. If this goes to court, and I'm assuming she will get called, now I'm fully in this, and I'm like I would want to be so far removed from it. Like, it's like, that's annoying. I would be pissed off.
This would piss me off. This would piss me off, but I mean, she did play her role. You know what I mean? Like, I do understand being pissed off at Blake Lively, and I too would be mad.
But I'm also like, Blake,
looking
just
at,
pay him the million.
Yeah.
Like, throw him a bag of money.
Exactly.
Shut
like,
up.
settle. Like, settle. You and your man. You always talking about your man. Your man has money. I know he does. You both have money. Throw him something. I'll throw y'all a piece of it. Leave me alone. Like, I don't want to be in this.
But I guess like settling also looks like Blake knowing how Blake's been moving. She's like, I am taking this to the fullest extension of the law.
This is such an ego thing. This is such an ego thing on both sides. It appears to me that it's like, this is just going to hurt all of your relationships, all of your business endeavors going forward for both parties. Doesn't seem like it's worth it to me, but it feels like a worthy endeavor to Blake. So, all right, you got it.
I feel like it's a pride thing. Like, because even like some of the like stuff, like the text about Ryan Reynolds coming out, like both Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are too in it to see that they are hurting themselves, and they probably have crossed the line so far where like no one wants to work with them in general anymore. So they have to. At this point, they have to vindicate themselves because they've like they've dug the hole. Yeah, it's too late.
The hole is deep, baby. It is a deep hole.
Damn, that's crazy. I'm
trying to see how much they're settling for, you know, but like I don't know if
how much they're trying to settle for.
They're trying to settle for, and I don't think
Yeah.
that we have that number, but it's a $400 million defamation and extortion countersuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So he's probably asking for an enormous amount of money. But of course, that's how settlements work. Like, why can't we negotiate down to
That's the whole thing.
some million?
And you know what? Settlements don't really work for famous people because they're not
They don't need
swayed
it.
by money as easily as a regular person. You know what I mean? Like a regular
That's
person,
true.
yeah, I'm gonna settle out of court for $100 million or for $1 million. Damn it! Like, I actually don't care. Give me some money.
And also, like, even if it's just like there's the level of like I want the money, but then there's also the money I'm going to spend doing this is not worth it. You, celebrity,
Yes.
me, normal person, you have way more money to stop me, and Justin simply does not have that same fear. Like, he's like, I have money, like I will go to bat for you. I will spend the money.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine that he'd have that much damn money, but
he probably has enough
but-
court
to
money.
engage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to my top line research here, it looks like Ryan Reynolds is estimated. Let's play a little guessing game. How much do you think Ryan Reynolds is worth? What do you think his net worth is?
I really don't think it's that damn much. If I had to guess, I
he's
would
got
put
those-
Ryan Reynolds at $150 million.
Okay.
I would say
Ryan?
closer to 300 or 400 million, only because of the Marvel movies, and he has that alcohol brand.
I do forget
He's
is
Deadpool,
in
so,
Marvel.
like,
I do forget.
yeah.
I totally forgot he's Deadpool.
Yeah.
I think of him as the proposal. Anyways,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Ryan is right on the money, $350 million,
Yeah.
whereas Blake is estimated
Sure.
to be worth around 30.
Right. That tracks. Gossip Girl.
Blake
20 years
is-
ago.
Yeah, he says it's largely due to his major business and ventures. Remember, he's also with Mint Mobile and
Oh, yeah.
He's with Mint Mobile, and he has the aviation gym.
And that soccer team, no?
Deadpool.
Yeah,
and he has Wrexham AFC.
He's got quite a bit of money.
I can't imagine that Blake Lively is happy in that relationship. I don't know. Something just dawned on me. Dawned on me. I feel like there's a power imbalance. I'm like, oh yeah, you're here because you have to be. You here because you have to be.
I want Scarlett Johansson to speak up because remember, Ryan Reynolds, ScarJo, used to be married. You guys.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
Crazy.
I remember when I was young, when I first was being introduced to Ryan Reynolds, when he was like Hot Boy 2000s rom-com, proposal era. I started doing some research on him, and he and ScarJo were together.
He was researching you.
I was on you
She's
know
like, is there
me
a chance?
on the family, literally on the family desktop. I'm like Ryan Reynolds, and he was with ScarJo, and they've both kept it pretty quiet. Like she hasn't really ever publicly spoken about him, but she definitely didn't seem like happy at the end of their relationship.
Weird. I don't know. Blake Lively and him feel like a good fit. Take that how you want.
Both seem insufferable.
Seem like they are great together.
They both seem rather insufferable. But interested to see how today plays out in court for them. I'm sure the cameras will be present outside the courtroom. We'll get some shots. We'll probably see the vibe of what went on in the courtroom, and then interested to see what happens May 18th.
I know, because this is an opportunity. She could serve like Gwyneth Paltrow. She doesn't serve though, really.
She doesn't serve.
But you know how that it is kind of an opportunity. The Gwyneth case was totally different with the ski accident. Like that
totally
was
different. Yeah.
But
do you mean serve looks? That's funny.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
She doesn't give.
You know what's funny? Because Blake Lively famously does not have a stylist. She always is proud of, I do all my own looks. And that makes it so much funnier because I agree.
Is that right?
Yeah, she famously is like, I style myself.
Mama, you need it so bad. I get that 30 million don't stretch that far, but baby, tell your man to invest in you a stylist, baby.
It is funny.
Imagine if she came in like a suit, like I'm imagining like a navy pinstripe suit look, or I don't know. She could beautiful gowns. Like my girl could look good, but she decides to do the messy hair layer.
Oh I agree. God,
because all the material is there for it to be good, but I think maybe it is a pride thing, and she's just like, no, I do it myself. If you've seen It Ends With Us, she was like, I styled myself on that movie, and we are like, it's not good.
It's bad.
It's actively bad in the movie. But I love that about her. But
that one movie where all she wore was suits. Is that it?
A Simple Favor.
A Simple Favor, where all she wore was suits, and everybody was acting like she was giving, and I'm like, all she got on is suits.
It's so.
They weren't giving.
No, they weren't. I think that's my favorite thing about her.
I forgot she didn't really give in the suit with the Anna.
No, she was not giving. No, Miss Ma'am needs a stylist badly, and in fact, she needs a signature look. Never mind. I'm not going to sit here and market Blake. I'm not. But
give her ideas.
That's it.
We'll keep you all posted on the ongoings of the Baldoni and Lively case. And keep tuning in. We'll keep chatting with you and keep you up to date on all things pop culture. Remember, you can follow us on our social pages at Freshly Popped. That's FRESHLYPOP.D. Keep liking, subscribing, and we will see you all tomorrow. You've been popped.